Coworkers' jokes are causing chaos at home, and now my wife thinks I'm hiding something, sparking endless arguments and tears. My wife and I have been married for 2 years, together for 8. She's never been the jealous type till just recently with this situation. I started a new job about a year ago. It's a management position and requires a lot of recruiting. I've been doing pretty good building a team. I need to in order to advance further, and I'm so close. I make great money doing what I do and have been able to give the wife and I a much better quality of life as a result. Anyway, one of my recent recruits is a young female. She's a great addition to my team. She brings in awesome numbers, very teachable and all around just fun to have in the office. And yes, she's very attractive. But I'm faithful and love my wife and would never do something inappropriate. The wife hates her. I'm not used to this from her. I've had female friends and colleagues in the past. Attractive ones too. It's never been a problem. But this girl. Holy shit. We've been fighting constantly now. Part of team building and keeping your team is being social with them. This is encouraged by the higher-ups who even cover the cost of nights out to hang out with your team in an informal setting. We encourage team members to bring their spouses too. Well, like 3 weeks ago, we were supposed to have one of these nights, but we had 2 road trips going on, so most of my team was out of town. I only had the new girl and another new guy in town, and the new guy bailed. Normally my wife would come, but she was working. So it ended up just being my new girl and myself, eating wings and having some drinks. My wife called to say she was off and could come join. But I decided that since everyone was gone, that maybe she should sit this one out because my new girl was really new and I didn't want to third wheel her. Wife didn't like that. To it off, the new girl thinks she's being funny and says loudly, "Come back to bed." Wife gets pissed, but it's unprofessional for me to fight with her on the phone in front of a new recruit, so I kinda cut her short and said I had to go. My intention was to smooth it over later. I also BTW, told my new girl that wasn't actually funny and it was also inappropriate, and I'd appreciate her holding herself to a higher professional standard in dealings with people related to our business in the future. Well, wife wasn't having it when I got home. And eventually in the berating, I said something like she's not even attractive. You have nothing to worry about. Anyway, I only love you. She's still pissed but calms down a little and whatever. Then the following week, I'm talking to a few people in my office somewhat informally. I basically told my team to get in here for a second to go over something. I only have 2 chairs besides mine in there. So, those are taken. I have 2 people sitting on a low bookshelf in the back, a few leaning against the walls, etc. A new girl comes in last, looks around, and sits on the edge of my desk farthest from me. We have our meeting, everyone leaves but the new girl. She has a question about what I said. Naturally, she turns more towards me as she's talking to me, whatever. Well, that's the moment my wife walks in with my phone charger and a Starbucks for me, so all she sees is the new girl sitting on my desk, leaned in towards me, talking to me. I've never seen my wife act like this, but it was embarrassing. She put the stuff down on the nearest surface and just walked out. Well, I'm not going to chase her, that'll look bad. So I finish talking to NG, then try to call my wife who won't answer. So, I get home later and she's in the shower crying. WTF? I go in the bathroom and pull back the curtain and she's literally sitting in the tub, knees to her chest, crying in the shower. Why? This is ridiculous. So I get pissed off and leave. I call a few work brothers and meet at the bar. Well, fucking luck of all luck, NG shows up with them because 2 of the guys I called were with her already. And she's dressed to the nines. She takes a big group selfie shot and posts it on Facebook. Well, guess what? Yup, the wife saw. And comments, "Nice to see you having so much fun, /s." To which NG responds, "He's in good hands," and I know that sounds like innuendo, but she swears it's not. I talked to NG and she really said that as an assurance, like, "Don't worry, he's in good hands," and didn't even think about the fact it could be misconstrued. Anyway, I get home, more crying from the wife. She says I'm being willfully ignorant and that it's obvious this girl likes me and is stirring trouble and that I'm refusing to see it, or that I must really think she, my wife, is stupid. She asked me if she could look at my phone. Like, are you kidding me? I obviously said no. Then she cried more that I obviously have something to hide. Especially cause I lied about NG being attractive. Now for the last 2 days I've gotten complete silent treatment. What the fuck? I haven't done anything wrong. And NG is a good employee. Update 1. Okay guys. It's clear you all think I'm at best the stupidest person alive and at worst some kind of monster. First off, I would never sleep with NG, and while yes, I can recognize that she's physically attractive by most standards, I am not attracted to her. Especially not after all the fucking drama her very existence has been causing me. Secondly, I'm not a bad husband. We've had 8 wonderful years together and have been through some pretty tough things before and come out stronger than ever. I've just never been in a situation like this one before. I'm pretty average looking. In fact, my wife is very attractive and normally, it would be me with insecurities. But I've never made my insecurities her problem. Thirdly, I'm willing to admit some of you may be right about what's going on. If it's so obvious to so many people including my wife, I'm not arrogant enough to say you're all wrong and I'm right. I mean, I posted for a reason after all. Finally though, I'm still not sure how to proceed. We don't have an HR as we're still a small office. It's basically my boss, 2 other PPL at my level and our teams. Sales PS, the way you guys are talking, I'm a little frightened that this get turned on me if NG wants to be vindictive or something. I haven't done anything inappropriate, but I'm higher up in mail. And given how I've apparently fucked this up, how would my wife react if NG tried to allege anything against me for letting her go or something? Update 2. Okay, well, I've been talking to my wife off and on all day since I posted. Been echoing some of your sentiments and apologizing. Trying to be empathetic. But she really isn't too interested in anything I have to say, although is actually speaking to me nonetheless, so I guess that's something. I have NG an assignment that requires her to be mostly out of the office and in the field next couple days under supervision of someone else, so we shouldn't really have contact for now while this is getting sorted. Going home now. I'd say wish me luck, but I doubt you will. I'll update later. It went about as well as could be expected. I explained that I really didn't get the whole situation, but that I do now. I showed her this thread. I apologized and told her I was willing to do whatever I could to make this right. I reassured her over and over and over again that I didn't cheat on her. She's not sure she believes me about cheating or sincerely understanding what I've done wrong, but in any case, she's incredibly hurt. After much discussion and tears and begging, from me, this is what she wants from me, space. She wants me to move out for a while. And she doesn't have a set time for when I can come back. Counseling, for both of us as a couple and separately. She says this incident isn't the first time that I've been unable to see things from her point of view and have hurt her as a result. And not only that, but she feels she needs help trusting me again. Like many of you, she thinks, putting it mildly, that NG needs to go away, far far away. And she wants me to tell NG why and wants to be able to listen in somehow. I don't know how I'm supposed to do that. I feel like does cross some sort of line professionally, whether I'm willing or not. Finally, she said she doesn't know what's going to happen with us even if I do all these things. She cried a lot, which isn't surprising. I feel awful and scared and really fucking stupid. I love my wife. I haven't done a good job of showing it lately. I realize that now. But I really don't want to lose her. I'll be speaking to my boss tomorrow about how best to deal with this as far as letting her go or transferring her or something. Wife wants her fired, period. I'll see what I can do. I'm in a motel right now. I spoke to my father and he pretty much told me I'm an idiot and to do whatever it takes to fix this. My parents are very fond of my wife. Update 3, late reply I know but it was a day. NG took her firing. Okay. She did heavily deny that her intention was not to be inappropriate. She also expressed some upset that it was unfair since other people in the office make jokes too. My boss spoke up at that point to say that others don't make jokes like that and that I had already warned her once about being inappropriate in that particular regard. Again, she denied that her comment about me being in good hands was anything other than an innocent mistake. Again, my boss stepped in and said that as a new employee, she was still under probation and therefore, he could dismiss her without explanation if he wanted and that he just did not feel she was a good fit. He threw the ball back to me, so to speak, and asked if I agreed and I said yes, we were in agreement. She just sort of shrugged and said, well, I don't know what to say then. Goodbye, I guess. And then as she collected her things and left, she threw a pot shot at me that, in my dreams she'd be interested in me. My wife listened to the recording. I don't think it was what she wanted. She seemed disappointed. I think she wanted me to really tell NG off good. And you know, maybe I should have? But my boss was involved and we were trying to get rid of NG without rocking the business. Wife was happy though that NG is gone. But then got kind of weird. I was confused because I thought that's what she wanted. She ended up crying and basically said that she was still scared that I'd see NG. Especially with me staying at a motel, who knows what I'm doing. She doesn't know what to think anymore. With me out of the house, she has to trust me. But right now she doesn't trust me. So I said there was nothing to worry about, like my saying that mattered in any way, and that if she wanted I'd stay at the house but in our spare room or something. That wasn't good either cause she doesn't want me there right now. So, I just admitted that I really didn't know what to do then. She said she didn't even know what she wants either. I ended up taking a beat to call my parents and asked if I could stay with them for a while. They said that was okay. My wife liked that arrangement more as well, I guess because then I'm supervised? I tried not to be insulted by that because I know I'm in the wrong here so I should just take it. While sitting on the couch talking, watching her cry, she asked me to just hold her. I had tried to earlier but she pushed me away. Anyway, so I held her. Then we ended up kissing then. Etc. etc. I'll let you fill it in. But I was kicked back out shortly after to pack my things from the motel and go to my parents. She said she still loves me of course but that she's still pissed off and hurt and unsure of things regardless of what happened tonight. And seeing how hurt she is, and being so scared of not having her anymore, I'm really getting how much I've sucked lately and not even just in this scenario. She's been really patient with me and I've been fucking up. I reread my original post and I'm actually embarrassed at how selfish I've been. Update 4. Let's get right to the point, I have a new girlfriend. Before you jump to conclusions, let me say this, my wife and I are not officially divorced, but we're separated, and things don't seem to be heading toward reconciliation. I've been staying at my parents' house, going to counseling, and doing everything I thought would help us get back on track. But my wife has made it clear she needs time, possibly forever. She told me she's considering filing for divorce. That was a gut punch. I don't know if you've ever heard the love of your life tell you that they're considering leaving you, but it's like having your soul ripped out. So, how did I end up with a new girlfriend? Well, her name is Mia, and she's intense. I met Mia at the gym of all places. I'd started working out more to blow off steam. She was there almost every time I was, always in the corner lifting weights like she was training for a superhero role. We'd nod at each other, exchange polite smiles, and one day she came over to correct my form on deadlifts. It wasn't just the typical gym bro advice, she actually knew her stuff. We ended up talking for an hour that day. I told her I was going through a separation, and she mentioned she'd just gotten out of a long-term relationship too. We bonded over that shared sense of loss, and before I knew it, we were texting. A lot. It started innocently enough, what's a good post-workout meal? Or what's your favorite way to train legs? But it quickly escalated. Here's where it gets crazy. Mia is nothing like my wife. She's adventurous, outgoing, and has this wild, devil-may-care attitude that's simultaneously intoxicating and terrifying. On our first real date, she insisted we go skydiving. Skydiving? I've never done anything like that in my life. But there I was, jumping out of a plane at 12,000 feet with a woman I'd known for less than 2 weeks. And, yes, the physical chemistry is off the charts. I won't go into too much detail because this isn't that kind of update, but let's just say Mia is uninhibited in ways I didn't even know were possible. She's made me feel things I haven't felt in years, maybe ever. But it hasn't all been fun and games. Mia has a chaotic streak. For example, one night, we were out at a bar, and some guy was hitting on her. Instead of politely brushing him off, she started flirting back, right in front of me. When I confronted her about it later, she laughed and said, "I was just testing you. I wanted to see if you'd fight for me." I didn't know whether to be furious or impressed. Then there was the time she convinced me to break into an abandoned amusement park at midnight. It was thrilling, sure, but also terrifying. At one point, we got chased by what I'm pretty sure was a security guard with a flashlight. We barely made it back to her car without getting caught, and she was laughing the entire time, saying, "Wasn't that amazing?" But here's the thing, as exhilarating as Mia is, she's also exhausting. Being with her is like living in a perpetual adrenaline rush. I never know what's coming next. And while part of me loves that unpredictability, another part of me misses the stability and comfort of my marriage. As for my wife, I haven't told her about Mia yet. I don't even know if I should. I've been keeping my distance because I don't want to hurt her any more than I already have, but I know she'll find out eventually. Small towns and social media make it impossible to keep secrets for long. So, where does that leave me? Honestly, I have no idea. I'm still going to counseling, but now I'm trying to figure out if I'm even capable of being in a healthy relationship. Was I the problem in my marriage? Am I just running away from my issues by throwing myself into this whirlwind with Mia? Or is this what I needed all along, to break out of my comfort zone and rediscover who I am? Now on to second story. Fiancée exposed my deepest trauma in a desperate bid to win a video game, leaving me questioning our entire relationship. I, 31 male, have been engaged to my fiancée, 29F, Emily for the past 3 months, together for 2 years. She has been the only relationship where I felt safe enough to open up and discuss my past trauma. Many nights I have cried into her arms, and she has been there to comfort me. She goes to therapy with me and has been a rock in our relationship. I have been getting much better since I have really opened up about it and have been able to live a better and liberating life the past 2 years until last Saturday. Emily is ultra competitive, not just in sports, but in life. She will do whatever it takes to win and be number one. She has lost friendships, family relationships, jobs, and money. She understands this and has been trying to get better by going to therapy, stating she doesn't know why she is like this. She seemed to cool down over the summer, but she is still very competitive. Even her parents have no idea because they were not athletes and have never pushed her to be number one. And her siblings are confused when this all started. I was a former college athlete and yes, I am competitive, but not so much anymore. And recently my friend group have begun a monthly game night. I was on a 4-month win streak. We play board games, old video games, painting, basketball, and even football. And it was all in good fun. But Emily last month was so angry she did not win. She walked home and did not want to talk to me for at least 2 days. Before we left for game night, I asked her to please have fun, and it does not matter who wins. She promised she would try. As game night came to an end, Emily and I were tied with one more event. Rules are if it is man versus woman, the lady chooses the final game. She selected N64 Mario Kart. I am king of that game, I never lose. I asked her if she really wanted to do that and called me a chicken and was big talking she will beat me at my own game. I should have backed off, but I caved, and we raced. Now, common knowledge is let her win, and trust me, I thought about it, but she gets really angry if she thinks you let her win. Her attitude is way worse than. As we started racing, it was a tight race. She kept hitting the banana peels, but she kept catching up. The last lap she started trying to distract me by saying he snores when he sleeps, basic middle school insults. Then she tried bumping me to distract me, but I was locked in, focused. I responded back, "At least I don't keep hitting the bananas, love, very simple and fun." We are in the final leg of the race and that's when she snapped, at least I didn't get SA'd by my own family. I froze up and dropped the controller and she passed me and won. She was jumping up and down with joy, was screaming and dancing that she finally won. From what my friends told me later, that she kept it up for a good while until she saw my face, and that's when she stopped. My friends were in complete shock, asking me if that was true. I could not speak, I couldn't breathe and was fighting back all the inner demons I had swirling in my head. I simply got up and wished them a good night and started walking. I was in a trance, I didn't know where I was walking to. Emily tried calling and texting asking where I was, begging for me to call and come home. Kept saying she is sorry, just wanted to win so badly and don't know why. I said that I simply needed space, and I told her to please stop calling me. I don't know what to do, I love this girl and trusted her. But use that trust to win a effing video game. My friends are asking me about my past and won't leave me alone. I guess all I am asking, is there any way back from this, or is this the end? Do I dump her or try and work this out? Any advice would be very helpful. Update 1. First of all, I need to get this off my chest. From ages 11 through 13 I was saw by my aunt. She would come over to babysit and she would do the deeds and have me do stuff to her. She would threaten me if I ever spoke out. I tried to tell my parents if she could not babysit, but my mother told me that her sister absolutely loves you and wants to spend time with you since she can't have children. If it wasn't for my dad forgetting his wallet one night, I believe she wouldn't been caught. My mom went mental and did not believe any of it and went on the campaign tour around town saying she is 100% innocent, and I am just confused. My dad went into the bottle and tried to enter the shadow realm because he couldn't forgive himself for missing the signs. My mom then threatened me to make an announcement that her sister is not a predator and then attacked me. My dad divorced my mom and she and my aunt moved elsewhere. All these years later she truly believes her sister didn't do the deeds. My dad and I are okay, he does not want to be around me much because of the guilt. Second, I met with my friends and told them my story and they all apologized and promised to help protect me in the future with relationships. They told me what happened after the event. Emily was trying to defend herself by claiming I did not mean to say it, he took it the wrong way, I just needed to win this, I love him and didn't mean it. She has been calling all of them begging for them to please help her win me back and she will do whatever it takes, and see anyone to help her with her condition. Meeting today with Emily. My friends invited her over and would sit in the other room while we talked. Emily was unhinged, came flying into the house trying to hug me, but my friends held her back and told her to just sit. I asked her why she said what she said. Emily: I don't know, I just needed to win so badly. I followed up with why she needed to win this one. Emily: because it was your best game and I don't know, I just needed to win. I again asked why she needed to win. What was the importance of winning? Emily through her tears: I don't know. I needed to win. She kept repeating the same line over and over, so I asked if she had planned on using my trauma against me and if that is why she chose Mario Kart. I never seen someone go white so fast. Emily just looked at me and put her hands in her face and blurted out, I can't stand not winning and I knew you would get distracted, and I could win and finally feel great. Because these past 4 months I've been so depressed from feeling like a loser and knew I could win with this plan. I was in shock and couldn't believe she said that. I realized that some of the commenters were right, she had this planned. I am still trying to gain control of my thoughts on this one. You had this planned? I asked Emily. Yes. I didn't think about what would happen after, and when I saw your face, I knew I messed up. Please, I want to get help and will do anything, please don't end this. I asked if this was another competition in her head to win me back. No. I mean, in a way yes, but not like that. So if you win me back, you'll feel better that you won. I told her I can't trust her anymore. What if we had kids? Will you see them as competition? If your friends are being flirted with, will you try and get more attention for the win? What if I am simply doing something and you blurt that out again to win? She had to be escorted out by my friends and was told by one of them I should get a restraining order because her mental of losing you may break her mind and do whatever it takes to win me back. So again, thank you everyone for all the comments. I am going to get more help and take a break from dating until I find someone who I can trust 100%, and now my friends will be on extra guard for any Emily sightings and future dating red flags.